Like if there's any like very viral tweet and it's a very controversial, polarizing subject, some of those people are fake people. And how many of them? And what are those fake people saying? And are they muddying the waters of credibility? Are they coming up with a false narrative to sway people that might be on the fence? I don't know, but there's a percentage. I mean, and this was one of the big contentious issues that Elon got into when he was buying Twitter, right? Like, what percentage of those people are real people? Because it's not 100%. So is it, is it you only have 5%? Is that what you're saying? Tell me how you got to that conclusion.
Well, I think to me the scary thing is that it doesn't actually take that many bots to influence and catalyze the spread of a narrative.
No, it
I, ju-
doesn't
I,
take
s-
that many at all.
I feel like we're talking about in like less than 100 versus 100,000, which means inexpensively you can create narratives as long as there's hunger and a suspicion about institutions, about individual politicians, and so on. They could just pick up and create chaos.
Yeah, you could just start a rumor. You could say a thing. You could. There's a lot of things you could do. Where if you were a company, if you were a country, if you even were an individual that's obsessed with their own image, like think about what Bill Gates has spent to prop up certain media organizations, like the amount of donations that he's given to media organizations, and people thought like that might have been connected to favorable coverage of him. Whether or not that's true, you could see how someone would do that. If someone's worth billions and billions of dollars, let's just not even say him. Let's make up a fictional person that's worth billions of dollars. One way to curry favor with a bunch of people that are writing stories about you is to donate money to their organizations, exorbitant amounts of money, and you can do that. I mean, it's kind of what Sam Bankman-Fried did
Hmm.
with FTX. I mean, when you're the number 2 donor to the Democratic Party, and then Maxine Waters is like, I mean, I don't even know why are we talking to him? What did he do wrong? Like, what did she say? What was her exact quote? But I mean, she wasn't going to force him to come in. I think that's. I might be wrong, but I think that was the story that she wasn't going to force him to come in and testify. I'm like, what? Like he made a Ponzi scheme and billions of dollars. Like they had an arena in Miami. Like this is wild shit. This is not a small issue where like maybe he doesn't need to come in. Like, and then you find out how much money he gave to the Democratic Party. Like, oh god. Like when all that unravels and you see how like transparent it all is,
Mhm.
and how bonkers it is.
But it's still really difficult because what's the difference between SBF and Bill Gates? So for the longest time, SBF, it was very hard to criticize him. I think a lot of people had a positive look,
Sure,
positive view of him,
he's
even
making
in
him
the
money.
crypto community. No, not even like powerful people in the crypto community and so on. There's maybe a little bit of suspicion, but mostly positive. If you look at Bill Gates now, I mean, if I wanted to create a narrative right now, I would launch a bunch of bots making up anything about Bill Gates and it'll stick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suspicion about Bill Gates.
Yes.
The problem to me is, I'm not making any statements, but the problem to me is possible that Bill Gates has actually brought more positive to the world than almost any human being who's ever lived. Like, depends on the conspiracy theories you believe. The amount of funding he's invested in helping people in Africa, helping cure disease and malaria and so on, is humongous. So uh, it's sad to me that I'm not saying anything about Bill Gates, but it's sad to me if Bill Gates, if none of those conspiracies are true, like most of them are not true, that we're attacking him and giving SBF a pass until SBF got like really screwed. And like
Well, I
this, I
think
don't
the
like that.
only reason why they're attacking him was because A, he was connected to the pandemic when it came to his support of vaccinations. And then
But
B,
so
it
is
was to,
everybody.
but B,
Yeah.
he had a formidable investment in BioNTech. And that's something that he dumped recently before their stock plummeted, and like, he made a shitload of money. I think he made like 10x on his return, something crazy like that. So you could see that there'd be a financial incentive for someone like him to be promoting something and then profiting off that thing and then talking openly about that thing not being very effective,
Yeah.
and that there needs to be a new thing. And so just that alone, just that this you're embroiled in controversy now, and this is being not taking us out at all. Looking at that, all that, you could see easily why people would be mad at him. The reason why people are mad at Sam Bankman Fried is because people have always thought that crypto seems like nonsense. Like Bitcoin kind of makes sense because there's only a certain amount of them, and there's a mysterious character that created it, and it's all geniuses, and it was kind of the first one that became popular in public. But all these other like weird crypto coins, and you're just making up, and they're worth this and that, and this guy's bought a fucking arena, and like
Well, so
what?
there's a lot of fraudsters, definitely. But the people thought in the 50s thought the Beatles are full of shit, and the kids with their day with the rock music.
Yeah, but the
This
kids didn't think the Beatles were full of shit. They
well
enjoyed the
now
music.
yeah,
This guy's not with the Beatles.
no,
Don't you fucking dare.
not SBF, not SBF. Cryptocurrency in general. There's a lot of cryptocurrency projects, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. There's a bunch of them. You should talk to some of them.
Oh, no, listen, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that crypto's bullshit. I'm
yeah,
saying a lot of people already had this idea that crypto is bullshit. So when they
sure.
see something like that fall apart, like when I talk to my comedian friends, like Tim Dillon and Giannis
Tim
Papas.
Dillon is the world expert in cryptocurrency, so I'm glad you have him as a friend.
I'm not talking to him about whether or not crypto is good or
You
bad
should.
and whether or not I should invest.
Yeah.
But when he starts making fun of these fucking dorks that are taking speed, fucking each other in a condo in the Bahamas, it's hilarious. Like when you see how much fertile ground there is to mock this
Yeah.
idea that these coins that you make up out of thin air, oh, it's worth $1 billion. Better buy it. Like, what am I buying? What am I buying? Like, everybody already, they might be wrong, and I'm sure they are. I'm sure it's complicated. But that's why people are mad, because automatically you think it's bullshit, because it doesn't make any sense. It's like when people talk about NFTs. Like, Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky from Your Mom's House, they put up, like, an NFT, and it's the only time I've ever read their comments where people are mad at them.
Mhm.
But people are like, what the fuck is this? You're just ripping people off. This is bullshit. Like, people have this attitude about these things where they're like, this is
Well,
kind of nonsense.
and NFTs are different.
They're
than
different.
Crypto exchange. So crypto exchange, SBF. Is,
NFTs are the same in that people don't understand them.
yes, sure, but crypto exchanges like Coinbase, for example. I mean, SBF committed fraud.
Fraud.
Like
Yeah.
this isn't
Yeah.
really. It's not cryptocurrency is the problem.
Moving
It's
money
this
around,
guy is the
stealing
problem.
money. Yeah.
And you could say that the kind of people that,
Allegedly committed fraud.
oh boy, I mean
Allegedly.
everybody, right? Like yes,
Allegedly.
everybody, and allegedly Jeffrey Epstein. Well, never mind. So
They allegedly took speed and fucked each other.
yeah, there's a lot of allegedly, but you know that's it's possible to say that the kind of people that cryptocurrency communities attract are more predisposed to do fraudulent things. Okay, maybe, but it's also possible that cryptocurrency is a revolutionary thing.